Hello fans of Moshpit Passion, my name is Kayo, right next to me Tony, Ken and Koichi of the legendary band Static X, and we will talk about the upcoming record, old records and friends.
You serious? Legendary?
Legendary, definitely. Definitely, because for me you open because for me you opened the door for many bands like System of a Down, Incubus, Cold Chamber, that kind of band wave back in the day. So for me it's legendary, so that's the reason. But yeah, like I mentioned before, today we are here to talk about your upcoming record, which called Project Regeneration. A couple days ago you released a new statement, a new update where you said there's a release date, etc. Maybe you want to talk about that again for those who don't get it.
What's not to get? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Records coming out. What do we say? March. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Records coming out March.
May. End of May.
Sorry.
End of May.
One of those M months. I forget. But right now I constantly never get it. We're finally. Confident enough in what we have recorded and the amount of work we have left that we can say with confidence that it'll come out in May.
So what I found interesting is that you said the merchandise for the upcoming record, you will send it out by October. So I ordered also merchandise product and the CD. So will it shipped by the end of May next year? Or
all the pre-order merchandise will be shipped out by the end of the month.
Yeah.
Just as a, thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
Here's all your other stuff. And we'll get you the CD when it's done, basically.
Nice. Yeah. That's cool, definitely. So can you tell us maybe on which record label it will come out?
We're going to put it out ourselves.
Self-release.
Yeah, we're going to self-release it because the record industry sucks. And everybody wants to take everything, and I ain't going to give them shit.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it ourselves.
So will it also be out on vinyl?
Yeah, we'll probably do some vinyl. Yeah, sure. Maybe not at initial release, but maybe later on we'll do some vinyl pressings of it. But yeah.
Do we have also maybe ideas for Start a War and Beneath and Beyond for those records to release it? I know music on vinyl re-released everything.
Unfortunately, that would be something Warner Brothers would have to do because they have those records. So.
You have to ask them for permission.
I said, record labels suck.
Okay. What I found interesting is there was a delay when it comes to the new record because around spring, March, you said that there were some new footage of Wayne that you found. Can you tell us now how many final tracks of Wayne voice and musical compositions will be out on the upcoming record?
The majority of the songs on the record will feature Wayne's vocals.
Yeah. So. And there will also be some guests.
Right now there's one. Al Jorgensen. Because we really don't need any more guest vocalists. Yeah. But Al, is a friend and a hero of ours, and it was really cool to have him on the record. But we may have a few more.
Yeah. So when you found the footage of Wayne, so do you know which kind of record cycle it was? Machine, Shadow Zone, Start a War, or completely new stuff?
As far as we could tell, it sounded like it was stuff recorded during Shadow Zone, Start a War era, because Wayne was singing a lot more.
Yeah.
So, we were pretty confident that's when all that stuff was recorded.
I did some research and I found something interesting because during the memorial event of Wayne, his wife Tara said that Wayne was working on 9 brand new songs and she wanted, when she of course was alive, to put it out. Do you know maybe something about that?
No, not really. The first batch of material that I received was from an old producer friend of ours who received 5 demos from Wayne shortly before his passing. And only one of those songs had vocals on it.
Yeah.
So that's what we initially started with.
Yeah.
And after Wayne passed, he gave them to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know of any other material she could be talking about.
Yeah.
She talked about, I don't know.
Okay. So let's come back to the main event. The reason why you are here? It's a Wisconsin Deaf Trip, 20 years. The tour is very intense. I saw 2 USA legs. You played in Australia, Europe. Do you have plans for the next year to visit like Japan or something like that, or South Africa?
No, nothing set in stone yet. Except for we're doing the Hell in Heaven Festival in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
In March.
Nice.
Yeah.
So was it?
But yeah, we're definitely looking for other opportunities to take it to other places that the fans haven't seen in a long time or ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be really cool.
So how hard was it for you to convince Squishy and Ken to be back in the band?
It was awful.
I had to kick their ass.
They have to do it. I mean, you were Static X, and then you, for instance, left, and Kuishi, when you came back with Static X, was around the Cannibal area, and the Cult of Static. Then there was a big,
The band fell apart.
Fell apart, and then 10 years later, you are back, and for you, it's 18 years, 17 years, or something like that to be back in the band. So, so it was for you never an option to skip that, to say when the offer came, Wisconsin Deaf Trip was my record, original band members are back, I want to be on the road again.
Yeah, I think how it came up, the timing was, it was time. And, right after Wayne died, oddly enough, we didn't get offers, but a couple of friends were like, hey, you need to do this or that. And at the time, Tony and I talked about it, and, we had Tony and I made contact before that, and then Koichi and I got back in contact during that time. And we didn't feel it was right then. I don't think any of us emotionally could have dealt with it.
Of course.
Regardless of what became of the band, there was a very long history behind it. Mm. But then, a couple of years removed from it, 3 years probably, I think we were all feeling better. Tony was the one. Tony found a lead singer. Yeah. That was how it came about, and he sent me the music. I don't know if he did the same to Koichi, but he said, listen to this. And he didn't say anything else about it, and it was Push It. And I said, I know the song. Yeah. And he said, that's our new lead singer. And
I think what I said was, because he was like, I've heard that song before. And I was like, that's not Wayne.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that was it. That was... right then it was 50-50 because I started thinking, well, I'm old. But then I thought, I know I can do it. I was teaching drums, so I was playing 6 days a week. And it felt like it was time. Then we just needed to get Koichi on board.
Well, when band fell apart initially, on 2009, we all have so heartbroken, but I never, I think we would get back together, just give it a little time, and but sadly Wayne passed away suddenly, and at that time it was nail in a coffin kind of feel. So so I thought, okay, Static X thing is done. But when Tony brings this idea with the new vocalist, and yeah, and then wow, that's the start of this new project, and yeah, and with him, yeah, I totally think it's possible, and
so definitely, Tony, thank you very much for bringing this up, the whole tour, bringing back the original band. I personally think.
Don't thank me, thank these guys, because I would have never done it without these guys.
Thank you, the whole band. I especially like the idea.
The singer and the mass and everything, and the history also about it. It's definitely a cool way to honor Wayne and the record. And you stated an interesting point when you talked about the history, because I got here 2 backs. And on one back there are the 6 original Static X records, and then on the other back there are some records from, let me say, friends from the past. We do a little game, so one of you is picking if he wants a record from Static X or from France back. I will ask anything which comes to my mind, or maybe you want to talk anything which comes to your mind. It's okay.
Sure.
So this one is, I have to look.
Grab it. Mystery.
Oh yeah, it's a mystery.
This is a Static X record back, and this is the France back. So
You want to pick France?
You want to pick?
I want to pick France.
Just at random.
Just a random, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, no looking.
Who's this?
Damage
No
Plan. The
way.
drummer is, of course, Winnie Paul, and the guitar player Dimebag Darrell. Legendary. I know that you were friends in the past about it. Maybe you want to talk and share some memories.
Those guys, the Pantera guys were just so cool to us, and we did a couple tours with them, and they were like the biggest metal band at the time, and so they could have been like total rock star pricks and gotten away with it, but they were complete opposites, the nicest dudes, and they treated everybody like brothers, and hey, come on, have a drink, just party and hang out, and that really showed us, that you can be like the biggest band and still be cool. You don't have to be an egomaniac dick. Mm-hmm. So we learned a lot from the Pantera guys. It was a really cool learning experience with those guys for sure.
I remember it was a European tour planned with Slayer, Pantera, and with you guys. I think it was Tattoo to the World or something like that.
Yeah, that was supposed
to the planet.
Yeah. But it was cancelled due to the 9/11. Do you remember that feeling and surrounding back then?
Oh yeah. Me and Kenny got stuck in Dallas because we were gonna fly out. The U.S. tour we were on with those guys finished in Dallas, and then there was like a couple days off, and then we were gonna fly to Europe to start that, and that's when 9/11 happened. And so me and him got stuck in Dallas. Wayne and Koichi flew home right after the last show, so they were already home, and me and him were stuck in Dallas, and we had to wait like another day, and eventually found a bus that was going to pick up a band in L.A. that drove through Texas, so they picked us up and drove us to L.A., man. But yeah.
It was actually Tripp was in the band then.
Yeah.
And he
that's right. He flew home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and the bus that went out, they were picking up System, but it was one of our old bus drivers, and so
that's right.
And and the thing is the bus company said, well, we'll ask him, but it's kind of out of the way. And Mark, our old bus driver, said, I'll go get him, sure. Yeah.
Crazy, man. So yeah, maybe you want to pick up a Static X record. You have one. Start a War. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Who wants to say anything? Koichi?
Okay.
It's
remember anything about that record?
It's your first record with Static X again, right? When you rejoined.
Yeah. I personally like this album very much, and it's kind of between, Static X kind of go different style on Shadow Zone, and then with this album, it's kind of coming back to the original sound of Static X, but still has lots of melodies. He's singing a lot, Wayne, and Yeah. So I did pretty good programming on this one. Yes.
I remember that was the first record when you didn't come to Germany. After with Shadow Zone, you toured with Korn. I was there with in Hamburg. You played, but you start a war. Do you remember why you skip Europe on this run?
I don't think he was in the band at the time. Because that was with Korn, right?
Yeah, with Shadow Zone era.
Yeah. So we were still touring on Shadow Zone, so we hadn't gone into the studio to do that record.
So after then he joined.
It wasn't until
I remember.
Yeah, it wasn't until we got into the studio to record that record that we asked Luigi to participate and then eventually come back.
I remember that. Nice. What I found interesting is that you released 6 original studio records, and for me it's like the first 2 records. It's for me like one part, Shadow Zone, Start a War, one part, and Cannibal and a couple of Statics for me, one part. When it also comes to production, you know, Cannibal and a couple of Statics more rough. I don't want to say better demo or something like that, but Start a War and Shadow Zone, the production is like a bomb shot.
Yeah, they're definitely more you know, definitely more polished records.
Do you remember why Cannibal and the Color Static, the production was like that?
Those 2 records we had John Travis produced. So you know he directed us to get to have that rawer sound, and you know, at the time we thought it was a good idea, but you know, particularly Cult of Static, kind of like, maybe we should have done that a little better. It looks a little different, you know, but hey, you know, it is what it is.
So maybe Koichi or Ken wants to pick one of the friends back.
Okay,
take this one.
Can I go friends? I'll let you pick a Static album.
Let's say one Static album, one fan record, and we're over. Let's see. Machine. Let's see the Machine. Yeah, let's talk about Let's See. I remember you toured with them on the Family Values tour in 2000, 2001.
Yeah, it was. We toured. Let me get this. We toured with Dead Z on Family Values tour 2001, right after 9/11.
Heavy.
Yeah. So.
It is a second record.
There's and I'm trying. It's been so long since I've heard it.
Really?
Yeah, and I've got it on my iPod. Like it's
so it's always there.
Yeah, I've had it on there for a while. But you know, Dead Z was
the son of Cher.
It was Elijah.
Yeah.
And it was we were all kind of Typo Negative fans, and so you know, therefore we were this band kind of had that vibe. Different appearance, of course, but it was a great tour. They're great guys. You know, not much to say about it. It was a really unusual tour for us because we were the extremely heavy band on the tour, whereas the tour before that was Extreme Steel.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, Scrape was pretty radio friendly, and we'd had some radio songs, but extreme,
definitely.
Know? And then you put
Dead Z.
Static X with Dead Z, Linkin Park, and STP.
Crazy. That's a crazy lineup.
And it was a great tour, and catering was awesome.
The catering was good. Yeah. What I found interesting is this huge Family Value thing was always big in America, but it never came here to Europe. I mean, Korn, okay, they did a tour which called Family Values in 2007, but the billing was like a local band from Hamburg or Berlin here in Germany. It was like, okay, and if you think, for example, America, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, Static X, Dead Z, like,
well, and didn't Jay-Z do one of them, or was it? Maybe, I can't remember who did. That was one of the first one or two.
Yeah.
And, you know, they always kind of had that vibe. the weird thing about the 2001 tour coming after 9/11 was it was really, first of all, it was a short tour. It was only about 5 weeks. And and we weren't added last minute, but touring was very muted at that time. It was, people were really unsure. There was a lot of security in the venues and backstage.
I remember that time.
Yeah, and rightly so. But it was kind of a weird time for all the bands, you know. But yeah, we hung out with the Deadsy guys a lot, and it was a pretty good time. We got to play arenas, which is, you get showers every night.
Nice. So Koichi, you're holding in your hands Machine record. So it was the first record without you and Ken's last record.
Actually, there's Koichi programming on that.
He's programming.
Yeah.
So how was that for you in the back in the time? Was it like that the band said, "Hey, come in, we want to that you programming stuff," or was it already there that you programmed everything and said, "Dude, I can't do this anymore. I want to take a break." How was it back then?
Well, it was, I left before this recording happens, but programming was, while we are doing touring for the first album, I gave away some of my programming idea already, so I think that's why he used some of them, and but I love this album. Yeah, even though I left because I was kind of crazy at that time.
For you,
but I think this album is, like you said, it's Wisconsin Death Trip, and this is kind of same era, same vibe, kind of. Yeah, so I love this album.
And also we will play, of course, a couple songs on the tour, like Cold and Get to the Gone live. Yeah, it's cool for the fans to bring also the old school vibe back, and also play songs from each record from the past. Very nice. And we are already done with the interview. Thank you very much for the time. I hope you like it. I hope also viewer like it also to see a little bit of the Static X history. Thank you very much. Maybe you want to say or share anything to our viewers, to our fans. You can do it now.
We would just like to thank everybody for coming out. I mean, we thought it was going to be, we knew we were going to have fun just because, well, it took about 15 seconds to figure that out. We also knew there were some personal things about Wayne's death we were going to have to work through. We didn't know how long that was going to take. But, that's going well. We're doing fine with that. But in regards to the fans, it's been completely overwhelming. And we just want to thank you all for that.
Nice. Tony, you want something to add, or Koichi?
Dankeschön.
Perfekt.
Freunde, ich hoffe, euch hat das Interview gefallen. Damit ihr keine Videos verpasst, abonniert unseren Channel. Auf unserem Kanal findet ihr noch weitere interessante Interviews mit namhaften Bands. Schaut euch auch auf unserer Facebook-Seite herum, wo wir exklusiven Content wie interessante Beiträge, Konzertfotos oder Videos uploaden. Auf unserer Webseite www.moshpitpassion.de findet ihr CD-Reviews, Konzertfotos, Konzertberichte, Interviews und